reside, cracking codes to flip the tide. Zeros and ones, our battle cry. System fall, we watch them die. Hack-Attack, no turning back. Red meets blue in the cyber attack. Firewall burns, the signals cracked. Hack-Attack, yeah.
Alright hackers, welcome back to Hak-Attack, the only place where digital hype meets tactical truth, and nobody's above a little cross-examination. I'm Zealot45, still dodging both DoorDash bugs and phishing attempts, and today we are diving into the most drawn-out, surreal bit of internet drama in recent US history, the so-called TikTok ban. You've seen the headlines. Every few months there's a new deadline, urgent warnings, executive signatures flying, and then silence. The September 5th, 2025 Doomsday was supposed to be it. TikTok gets axed from app stores unless ByteDance coughs up its US branch to some American buyer. But what happened when that day dropped? Absolutely nothing changed for users. App stores didn't pull the trigger. In fact, President Trump, for I'm losing count here, is it the fourth? Yeah, the fourth time, just sort of kicked the can with another executive order, this time out to December 16th. There's the pattern. Deadlines bark, but they never bite. The ban goes live, only to be retracted within hours. Statutory law, Supreme Court green lights, 3, no, make that 4 presidential orders, and every tech and policy reporter screaming, the end is nigh. But the app? Still sitting right there on your home screen. I remember I was running DoorDash the morning after one of those final deadlines, and 3 different customers asked if their TikTok was about to disappear. Nope, not yet. Keep scrolling, y'all. It's like Y2K all over again, but every month. I gotta say, for something that's been banned this often, it's had an awfully long victory lap. It's this weird legal limbo. Congress passes the law, Supreme Court gives a nod, but executive orders just override everything, like some galactic emperor move. Apple and Google get threatened with massive fines, DOJ sends them a hall pass, and deadlines get pushed like they're hitting snooze on an alarm clock. Nobody's shocked anymore, except maybe the guy who wrote the original statute. Let's peel the onion. These executive orders aren't just holding up App Store drama, they're holding up actual law. Trump's maneuver provides blanket, retroactive immunity to platforms and even ISPs. Basically, anything anyone did with TikTok since January doesn't count. Apple, Google, Amazon, even your local carrier are untouchable for now. And on top of that, the order bars any state or private lawsuit. That's executive nullification, pure and simple. What's wild is how little Congress seems to care. No lawsuits, no hearings, no fresh legislation, just a whole lot of nothing. DOJ guidance goes out, and suddenly all the app stores, all the tech companies, they just sit tight. You'd think after pushing through this headline law, Capitol Hill would be fighting for some follow-through. But it's crickets, man. Maybe they're waiting for the next election to suddenly care again. Who knows? All this, and DOJ's basically telling everybody, don't worry, nothing you do with TikTok for the next, however long we say, is going to get you in trouble. That's, as the legal nerds say, federal preemption with a capital F. The states can posture, but soon as they get uppity, the DOJ hits them with another force field. If you're sensing a theme here, like maybe rule of law is now more like suggestion of law, you're not alone. Now over in the App Store trenches, Apple and Google made a show of pulling TikTok the second the Supreme Court upheld the ban. They took it off the shelves, briefly, but as soon as the DOJ fired off those no penalty letters, the app was right back. It's wild, right? Today, TikTok's status is basically paradoxical. It's banned by law, but available to anyone who can tap install. If you already had it, you never lost it. If you deleted it, you can just re-download it. Feels a little like trying to install an unreliable Linux package. One minute it's there, next minute the repo's down, then poof, it's suddenly working again. It makes for a dangerous precedent. There's a law, but nobody's enforcing or repealing it, just endlessly extending the grace period. Honestly, it's like taking away your little brother's controller but leaving the game on pause. A move straight out of my actual childhood, by the way. That tension messes with everyone, right down to creators and marketers. Is the law there or not? The answer is basically, meh, we'll let you know after the next round of election season spin. Moving over to the business side, let's talk about this great divestiture deal, which, honestly, was supposed to justify all the drama. At first, everyone's whispering about a done deal. Trump teases that young people will be very happy. Treasury says there's an agreement, Oracle flexes, and anonymous sources start priming us for a framework. But put all those pieces together and what do we have? Nada. No published agreement, no regulatory disclosures, no Chinese approval, nothing. And as for the big Plan B, the infamous M2 app, that was supposed to be TikTok's replacement here in the US if the ban really kicked in. Rumors flooded my feeds right before that September 5th deadline. M2 is coming, ByteDance is ready, US users won't even notice. But here we are, deep into September, and what do we got? No leaks, no downloads, no mentions on dev forums, not even a Vaporwave beat on YouTube to mark the occasion. It's Vaporware, pure and simple. The PR cycle repeats. ByteDance is cloning the TikTok code, hosting it on US servers, prepping for a last-minute launch. All future tense, all smoke and no code. ByteDance's engineers, according to the rumor circuit, have been busy duplicating TikTok for a just-in-case situation. Think Douyin-style code, walled-off data, algorithmic separation, all supposed to satisfy the US watchdogs. Yet, nothing public, nothing private, nothing in between. Is M2 a clever way to stall regulators and keep Congress at bay? Honestly, maybe. Sometimes just promising a solution is enough to stop scrutiny. For any other foreign app watching this, the lesson is loud and clear. Drop a trail of vaporware, keep the real plan close to the chest, and maybe, just maybe, you'll never have to actually deliver. So, what kicked off this whole circus in the first place? The official reason? National security. Critics in the intelligence crowd are convinced TikTok's a front for Beijing to scoop up data or run influence ops. On the flip side, defenders say there's zero hard evidence that ByteDance ever handed over US data to China. But even the maybe of a risk is enough to justify crackdown, especially with China making any big algorithm transfer basically impossible. Here's the twist. The White House has started dialing back the threat talk. Now it's all, well, TikTok's useful, maybe we keep it up just a bit longer for campaign reasons. The app's a PR lightning rod, and let's be real, no politician wants to lose 170 million American eyeballs before Election Day. Every time the latest deadline looms, the narrative pivots. Last month, it's a dire threat. Today, it's maybe not that urgent. And as for everyone else, that's 170 million users stuck in digital purgatory. Creators don't know whether to double down or jump ship. Marketers are nervously eyeing budgets. User growth has flattened, and nobody trusts that this is the last act. DOJ, meanwhile, blocks every single state-level action, flexing preemption like it's a new skin for their legal avatars. It's just like a hustler moving the goalposts. Every time you think you've got your hands on the prize, someone slides it sideways. Let's just call it, if this were really about urgent security, the plug would have been pulled hard and fast. Instead, deadline after deadline, it's all smoke, all nears. And that's the sharpest lesson for anyone watching from the outside, hoping to decode this mess. Alright folks, if you've got secret band blueprints or M2 test flight codes, hit me up. Secure drop only. Until next time, keep hacking the narrative, stay skeptical, stay safe, and remember, in Washington and Silicon Valley, what you don't see is sometimes the only thing that's real. Catch you in the next breach.
The whispers, a data stream, codes the canvas, paint the scheme. We're the ghosts inside the machine. Nothing's safe, not even your dream.